drinking shit. I'm your host, Greg. Getting back on this motherfucker once again. We getting back on here talking all that shit. I'm here to challenge you, motherfuckers. I'm here to challenge you. Because that's the thing we hate, right? Who here loves to be challenged, man? I know I do. I don't always love the challenge, but I know that through challenge comes growth, comes expansion, comes abundance, right? Comes maturity, right? Improvement of self, right? It's a powerful thing, man, as I just saw ones go across the board. 111 going across the board this morning. Good morning, motherfuckers. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. My day got started zero dark early, as it does most days. I like starting zero dark early. How many of you love getting started early with your day, with life? I think this morning I got up about 3. I know for some people they're like, that's the middle of the fucking night. I go to bed early, but I just wake up when I wake up. That's the beautiful thing. And sometimes I wake up at 3 and I'm like, fuck, I really need to sleep some more. But a morning like today, a big thing that's been on my mind is there's going to be an eclipse during the daytime. We ain't going to see it here in the U.S., but there's going to be an eclipse, just like there was a solar eclipse recently. And we didn't get to see that. It was on the other side of the world. And the same thing is true right now. But we still are part of this planet. Thus, I am so believing in alignment. And sometimes the alignments can really show us the way. It can challenge us. It can make us feel like, we're going crazy. Because I'm seeing it all the time, right? I see the number of synchronicities. I see the alignments. And then we got like these universal cosmic alignments. This morning, I posted this picture. It's literally right outside that door behind me. We're Pedernal in the moon, and it was just that alignment. I took the picture with my iPhone instead of like a really nice camera. But it's just being in that moment. And so I was up early. I even sat around the fire pit and was listening to some affirmations and listening to some other things, because that's just a part of my routine, is really living life, right? To me, that's living life. I've stayed up for nights upon nights, days upon days, doing what? Party my ass off. How many of you, it's all about that, right? It's all about Cinco, man. Cinco de Mayo. I'll be honest with you, I was grateful that not only did I wake up at 3, but I got the 333, the 444, and then what? The 55555, right? Cinco de Mayo. I even took a screenshot of it. I thought it was beautiful. It was right after the moon set, right? I saw the 5s go across the board, right? It's May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, right? 555. And so there's just all these alignments. And so when I ask myself, what do I live for? That's a challenging question, right? What are you living for, right? Today's Cinco de Mayo, right? Are you living to just get through the fucking workday and then do what? Got to get some tacos, got to get some tequila, got to drink some cerveza, right? There's going to be probably some of you landing up, right, in the ditch by the end of the night with some regrets. That's why I keep getting back on here. I just saw the 444. It's because I'm trying to, I believe, right? Here's what's something I believe. I truly believe that I am 100% qualified to help the person, to help who I used to be. And guess what? Who was I? The drunk motherfucker, man. That's who I was. A day like today, I'd already be drinking, right? I would have had some fucking Kahlua in the coffee. Getting that buzz going. Feeling good. just getting all excited, man. Beers and tacos and margaritas and tequila. Fuck, man. If there was a way to overindulge, I was the fucking king of that shit, especially with drink, especially with the revelry and the party. And it's kind of shocking that there's still a lot of people, right? You're in your late 30s, you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, you're in your 60s, you still partying. Fuck. Still partying. Oh, I got to party, right? It's part of social scene, right? It's part of social being connected with others. And it's like, I don't believe that. That's connected with others that like to party, right? I was connected with some people yesterday at Hot Springs, right? There was a little bit of partying going on. I had a really powerful, a very powerful spiritual experience yesterday. There's something about the extremes, right? I love getting in the hot water, but I also get in the cold, right? It's those two contrasts, right? Night and day, good, evil, hot, cold, happy, sad. It's having a comfortability with the uncomfortable. And most of y'all are loving right now, right? If it's spring. If it was to snow tomorrow, y'all would be having a meltdown. But just trust me, mark my words. Those of you that are like over joyous, over excited because it's finally getting warm, yeah, there's a reason. It's a good reason, right? It's a good reason to be happy. I love it too. I love the warm weather. Going out at 3 o'clock in the morning and it's not like super freezing, needing beanies and gloves and quadruple layers, even with a fire pit. It's nice to go out there, right? With looser clothes, just one layer and just to be comfortable outside. It's beautiful. But a lot of you, right, mentally, give it a few months and you're going to be crying about it being too hot, right? It's never going to be good enough for you. So yesterday, there's something about being in the hot. There's one pool at the hot springs that it's the hottest pool. It's a convergence. And I've had some very, very, very powerful spiritual connections there, encounters there. And there's something about, it's like an unspoken thing, but yesterday it was wild because I'm sitting there in this hot spring and it's really weird that people, it's almost like you don't go in there and say, hey, I'm going to compete with these people to see who can stay in here longer. But it's like our energy does. It's like we sit there and we say, okay, like who can last longer, you or me, right? And a lot of people, they just can't. They can't handle it. It gets too hot and they're like, let's go. But there was this couple that was there and I could smell the alcohol in the dude's breath, right? He had a big bottle and it's full of alcohol and his girlfriend was very uncomfortable because he was fucking wasted. She was like kind of saying, do you remember what room we're in? Like she was giving him a hard time and he was like wasted and like almost falling asleep in there. And I was sitting there and I was kind of winding up my soak, but I wanted to get in the river one more time. And the river yesterday was wild, man. Fuck. It was big last week. It was even bigger this week. Crazy runoff happening in New Mexico right now. It's beautiful. We appreciate all that water. But there was something on this guy, man. It was a spirit. It wasn't on him, it was in him, right? It was a powerful spirit. And I truly saw myself, right? Like I used to be that guy. Everywhere I'd go, I was getting wasted. So he was drinking the stuff and passing it to his girl, and his girl was like, oh man, come on, like we didn't really come here to just fucking get wasted, because he was like kind of just out of it. But there's a spirit in that, you guys. Why do you think they call it spirits, right? Wine and spirits, right? Alcohol is poison, right? Let's be honest, right? If you don't believe me, I challenge you, right? Listen to this book, This Naked Mind. I challenge you to listen to this book, This Naked Mind, right? Alcohol is poison, man. You're never going to shake it two other ways. And it's fine. If you can tolerate poisoning yourself to a certain extent to just have enough fun, liquid courage, good on you, right? But it also opens you up to the spiritual realm. And usually it's not like the good spirits, it's the bad spirits, right? It's bad energy. And I sensed that there was some darkness on this dude, a dark energy, right? And I was sitting there, and next thing you know, it was like a spiritual warfare. It was this unspoken thing. Like I never looked at the guy, like we never connected eye to eye, but he was right there. I could literally touch him with my arm. This is not the biggest pull. He's right there with his girl. His girl literally got in and out 3 times, and I'd already been in there for an extended period of time before they showed up. And there was something inside of me saying, hey man, outlast this guy. You need to, this is a spiritual thing. The spirit in you versus the spirit in him. Which spirit's gonna be able to outlast this? And here, and what I was getting in the moment of sitting in this pool, right, was it's like, you know, we often joke about hell and damnation and the fire. And it's like, there's something about those dark spirits that sort of say, you know, I can handle the heat, right? I'm good in the heat, in the fire, man, in the flames. I'm going to find comfortability in this flame. And I'm telling you, this pool will smoke you, man. It's hot. It's a hot pool that I was way past the point of where I wanted to be. But something told me, man, that between me and this guy and the spirit in him and the spirit in me, it was a spiritual battle, right? For supremacy. And this may sound wild and crazy, but trust me, it was even crazier and more wild than I can even explain because this shit was real. And we just kept like, he like almost got out and then he's like, and he just sat back down and drank some more fucking liquor. And I'm like sitting there meditating, man, just saying like, dude, like, it's funny. When I start meditating on certain topics and stuff, energetically, I think even that can disrupt people. And so I was trying to do that spiritual mindset of like just really focusing on light and positivity and love and, you know, really channeling what my 11 years of sobriety, because I knew what it was to be held captive by alcohol for so many years. And this dude was in the midst of that. And none of that shit was really working quick enough. Like I was getting like, fuck, man, I'm smoked. I need to get out of here. But I just kept pushing a little farther. I'd go into another meditation. Eventually, man, like this was not easy, but eventually he tapped. And that gave me this sense of relief. I wasn't like overfilled with pride and joy because honestly, I went to God. I was like, God, this is your victory, man. Like, this ain't about me. There's something here that you kept me here way past where I should be, right? Where I want to be. And yet it was to show the spirit in him. And so he gets out and we hadn't even talked. We hadn't even looked at each other. But just like right here, this voice came upon me, this flow came upon me, and I looked at him and his girl and I said, hey, bro. And I basically communicated to him, hey, man, you're a powerful dude, bro. Energetically, you're a powerful dude, bro. But trust me, the spirit inside of me is greater than the spirit inside of you, man. And it doesn't have to be that way, right? You deserve better. You're worthy of more. You're a fucking warrior, bro, right? You deserve to be flying and soaring like an eagle, right? True freedom, man. True freedom, right, is when you can let go of all the vices, where you don't need to have the liquid courage to reach out and ask for help, where you don't need to have the liquid courage to talk to someone that you are into or attracted to, right? You don't need the liquid courage to like feel like you, right, are accepted within a social group, right? Or that you can have fun, right? True freedom is saying, I don't need any of that. I can just show up as my true and authentic self, right? And have fun, be happy, be loving, be caring, be kind, but be free, right? Free, because that's true bondage, right? And I really just spoke into this man's life, and his girlfriend was there too. I said, she needs this, he needs, and you need this, bro. And he's like, you know what? You might be right, man. It may be time, right? It may be time. And it was just like this incredibly spiritual connection with this other man. And I don't even think my story does it justice as to what I experienced and certainly what he experienced in that moment. And there was a few others that were present. But I'm just telling you that energy is real, right? What you live for is real. What you are attracted to is real, right? What you need in this life, if you need to get drunk today, to get tequila today, ask yourself why? Why? What are you celebrating? What did you do, right? Did you fight the Battle of Puebla? Is that in your lineage? You trying to honor your ancestors? Or are you just fucking playing the game, man? You just trying to get along with the group, right? With society saying, man, it's Cinco. This is how we be happy. We're going to have tacos, tequila, margaritas, and cervezas, right? What does it leave you, right? Leaves you with a hangover, leaves you with fucking what? Less health tomorrow, right? Killing yourself, really, because you ain't going to convince me otherwise. Number one killer, the number one motherfucking killer in this world, right, is heart disease. What do you think heart disease is most connected to, right? The bullshit you putting in your body of what you call food, whether you think it's healthy or not, right? Number one killer, right? And number two is cancer. Trust me. Cancer doesn't just come from wherever, man. Trust me. A lot of shit, the bullshit you put in your body, right, also causes cancer. There's a lot of chemicals. There's a lot of weird shit in the food that's offered to you, whether it's processed food or restaurant food. There's just a lot of shit, especially in the animal proteins you're eating, right? There's a lot of shit in it. Unless you're living on a farm where it's totally just grass-fed, organic, everything is just really clean, right? You're eating a lot of bullshit if you shopping at a grocery store, right? And you ain't paying top dollar for true premium quality. Your food is packed with a bunch of fucking chemicals, a lot of shit. And you don't think that's causing a lot of the fucking health issues that you got, right? Your health is your wealth. Food is supposed to be our medicine, you guys. We're not supposed to have all this pharmaceutical bullshits. No. Why do you think I'm fucking superhuman right now? Because I'm eating as much clean, plant-based food, man. Packed with what? Vitamins, minerals, fucking superfood. Right? Not bullshit. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that, man. I'm almost on 3 years. 3 years of being basically vegan, plant-based, whole food, right? I feel more powerful than I've ever been, more focused, more energetic, more driven, right? I feel like a damn superhuman. I am a superhuman, right? And that's not bragging. That's saying that's what nutrition does for you, right? Because there's a lot of people, oh, I eat healthy, but you don't. You really don't. The oil you eat, that you put in there, oh, oil's healthy. No, oil's healthy for our bodies. Our bodies have no way to digest oil. Healthy oils, like they say it's healthy because there's definitely ones that are like way, way worse. And these other ones, they're bad, but yet they're better than the worst. So they're healthy. It's all bullshit marketing, you guys. Everybody's doing this. This is how they sell product. And y'all go for this shit. Just like Cinco de Mayo, you're like, well, I don't drink too much, but I'm gonna get wasted today. I'm gonna drink tequila and celebrate or whatever the fuck. Good on you, man. If that's what you live for, right? Are these celebrations, right? Instead of just truly living for being what? The healthiest, right? Version of yourself, right? The most authentic version of yourself. That's even, God, can you imagine that? Can you imagine if you could actually become the most true and authentic version of yourself to where, yeah, you might, your social group may shrink, but it may enhance in quality. That people will truly accept you for who you are. You don't got to fucking wear no mask. You ain't got to mince your words. You don't got to edit yourself. You can just truly show up and be accepted for who you are. That's a beautiful thing, right? And there's a lot of us, we don't do that. We're afraid. We want acceptance, right? We have to continue to fucking revelry around with the people that they ain't doing us no good, right? They ain't gonna pay our bills, right? They're not gonna go to those doctor's appointments when we get sick, right? From being unhealthy, right? Eating a bunch of bullshit. And yet What are you living for? Like, what is the point of it? Is this really fun? Is this really what's fun for you? Knowing that it comes at a cost. The cost may not be today, but it will be soon. You will pay the motherfucking price. You mark my words. You will pay the price for all this fun, right? For all of this overindulgence, whether it's alcohol, drugs, or food, you will pay the price in this life. This ain't no YOLO shit. You don't only live once, you live every single day. And what you do today is who you are tomorrow. Do you hear this? What you eat, what you drink, what you think today is the person that you show up tomorrow as. That's time travel, right? That's how you invest in you, is by saying, look, I'm going to change some shit up. Healthier thoughts, right? It's a healthier version of yourself. Healthier food, you feel stronger, you're more powerful, right? Start to release all this negative weight. I had this vision recently. It was at the hot springs. I have a lot of visions at the hot springs. But that we're like if you could picture like a net, right, that catches things, right? Like your soul is free from all that. But it's this body. The body is like a net, right? And it's like what you are putting your net out into, right, is what you are accumulating in your life. And so when you're carrying around all of this extra weight, right, cancer causing a lot of it, right? When you're carrying around all this negativity, when you're carrying around all of this baggage, when you're carrying around all this bitterness and, you know, anger and frustration and low self-esteem, low self-worth, it's because that's where you're fishing, man. That's where your net is being cast, right? You're not going to new places and trying new things, because when you do start to try new things, right, and you open yourself up to new possibilities, and your life will never be the same. But most of us are afraid because what? We want to try and figure this shit out on our own, right? And I keep posting this stuff, man. Excuses, excuses, excuses. We're never going to run out of them, are we? We'll never run out of them. If you think back 5 years ago, 5 years ago, you were telling yourself you were going to get in better shape. You were going to fucking start fixing your finances. You were going to start doing things that you have yet to do, right? And you'll justify it because what? Pandemic happened, COVID happened, something happened. And so you'll get yourself off the hook, right? I just haven't had time. Life has been so crazy. This happened and that happened. And it's like, that's all bullshit. We can't go back and change. But here's the thing. It's just at least acknowledging the pattern that if now is not the time, never is going to be the time. Did you hear that? If right now, today is not the time that you start to make some changes, then never is going to be the time. You're never going to make the changes because life is just not going to get easier by not doing the hard, difficult things that you need to face, that you need to conquer, that you need to overcome. Because anything worthwhile is going to take a lot of fucking effort. It's going to take you needing to show up for yourself every single day. Literally, right before getting on this show, I'm going through a lot of spiritual stuff. You know, they're saying that with this lunar eclipse today, it's on the other side of the world, so you're not going to see it here in the US. But that doesn't mean that we're not still a part of it as we live on this planet. This is all of our home. Is that you should really get in a mindset to leave something behind, right? That it's time, instead of like picking up more shit that you don't need, right? More drink, more unhealthy food, right? More negative thoughts, more doubt. Instead of picking that up, you should be releasing that stuff on times like this, the signs that are fucking cosmic, right? When the lunar eclipse happens, this is an opportunity for you to enter into a new phase of reality by saying, hey, I'm going to release my need for alcohol. I'm going to release my fears, right, of being the better version of myself. I'm going to release my toxic habits, my toxic thoughts, my toxic connections with other people. Right now is the time that we release the things that hold us back. right? Instead of clinging and doubling down on them. Because when these things happen and you do nothing to release, then guess what? You're stuck with it again. You're still stuck with it. And you keep throwing it because all it does is frustrate you. And guess what? It's like a boomerang. It just comes right back because you're not releasing it with intention and having a fucking plan to say, hey, I'm going to release this, right? I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to come up with a strategy and I'm going to stick to it. I'm so proud of the people that I'm working with, many women and a couple dudes. And it's like all of these folks are releasing unhealthy weight, are releasing unhealthy habits for health, right? And it's like to see their happiness, right? By weighing themselves every day, by allowing for someone like me to hold them accountable. And trust me, man, it ain't always milk and cookies. Like I can be a real fucking tough guy, especially because of the excuses, right? Everybody's got to make the excuse today. Today's the day you could go fuck off. Right? If you've been like on a program, if you've been actually like working hard for some reason, because today's May 5th, 2023, you psychologically, mentally, and emotionally can say, fuck my goals, fuck my future, fuck everything I've been working hard towards. Let me just go fuck off. Why? Why is today different than yesterday, tomorrow, or the next, if you're even given that? Right? And that's the crazy thing is we have to break these cycles. We got to release, you want to release something, release, right? How you lift certain days and holidays and points on the calendar, one over the other. Man, you got life. Life is all that fucking matters right now. That you are a human being, right? And that you got life. That is the most incredible thing for you to experience today, right? And unfortunately, a lot of us got some shit we got to clean up. We got to deal with a lot of stuff that we've been through. Sure, a lot of it's not your fault, great, but take responsibility for it. Empower yourself to transcend the negative things that you haven't experienced in your life. Turn the negatives into a positive. Right? You think this is up here just for shits and giggles? You know how many people probably judge me from that picture right there? Judge me from what I've done? Thinking, oh man, look at this guy. He's crazy. He's this, that. Guess what? I'm not that guy no more. Anybody that knows me, anybody that spends time with me, they're like, I could never even imagine you fucking around like that, being an ass, right? So to think that we can change, but it takes absolute 100% commitment towards that change. And in order to get to there, you got to be willing to do what? Release everything, let go of everything. So the message today is saying, look, there's a lunar eclipse. Maybe you don't think that's even no big deal. It is. That's a cosmic alignment. That is like perfection in this universe, right? It's not just 111s, and I get all excited about 111s and 555s and shit like that. There's other stuff too, but when literally the stars align, holy shit, that's a good opportunity for you to set an intention to say, what could you do better? What do you truly desire? What do you want to release? What's holding you back that you need to just let go of? Let go of it today with intention. Please call upon God, call upon the universe, call upon Creator, whoever you want to call upon. Jesus, Buddha, I don't care who you call upon. But just look inside of yourself and say, man, what can I release today that I really genuinely don't want to have around tomorrow? And that doesn't mean it's just going to poof, go away, right? But if you just start setting some intentions and saying, how can I improve myself? By letting something go that's holding me back, that's keeping me from being a better version of myself. It causes me pain. I got an addiction, right? I got an attachment to it, but I hate it. Sometimes we could be so attached to stuff that we literally dislike, but we don't know any other way, right? It's habits. It's our pattern. And it's time to start breaking that shit. It's time to start really leaning into what? Spiritual growth. spiritual development, healing, right? Expansion as a human being, overcoming the pain and suffering that you're dealing with, right? Because as I talked to that guy in the hot springs, I said, man, right? What you need, man, is to heal that little boy inside of you, bro. That's hurting. He's been hurt. He's been hurt in this world, right? That's what was going on here, right? That little boy, that little Gregory inside of me had been fucking so hurt, was carrying around so much pain that the only thing that he seemed to realize that could give him some relief would be what? The vices, the alcohol, getting high, getting fucked up. And even with 11 years sobriety, it didn't just go away, because giving up the vice is step one. Creating distance is step two, because you can give it up for one day. But really, you got to give it a long period of time to really allow your body to be cleansed, right? And I've shared this a bunch of times, but I got caught up in the weed, right? Last year, for probably almost like during pandemic, right? I got caught up, and I'd been almost sober from that for about 9 years. And yet I got caught up, and last November, Jordan Peterson talks about this all the time. He says, before you go to bed, or even just right now, if you can just find some stillness, some quietness, wherever you're at, just like sit there and go inside your mind and say, hey, what is something that I know I need to give up, that if I did, right, my life would actually improve drastically overnight? What is something that I need to literally give up right now? And if you just shut the fuck up, right? What kept coming up for me last November was weed, right? And I know it was, because I know that shit's unhealthy. Still smoking, like, ugh, I hated it. As active as I like to be, I didn't like it, man. And then I got into the edibles, but I wanted something greater than that. I really enjoy lucid dreaming. And so THC actually fucks up your dream state. And I wanted to cleanse I want to be as clean and clear as possible. And so I needed to give it up. And I did. December 1st. That was the last time before December 1st. I've been clean from THC, alcohol, that shit. So December, January, February, March, April, 5 months now. It's been walking the park. What's funny, here's what's funny, is yesterday I was having breakfast in Taos at a really amazing place. And I walked out and there was a bag of weed on the ground, and it looked like really good shit. And I picked it up and I was like, man, this is some good shit. And I really just had to have that moment with myself, right? To say, dude, like, maybe this is a sign, right? Some of us think 333. I just seen it, right? There was a sign. Signs, right? 33333. And I was like, maybe this is a sign that I should go smoke some weed. No, I knew this wasn't. It was more of a test, right? It was a test to see, what is my resolve? Do I really go back to something that I know doesn't do me any good, right? But again, we'll justify it. I just like to chill out, man. Better to get high than to get drunk. Yeah, but it's still using something to numb out your best state of being, which is just sobriety, clearness of mind, right? Fully awakened conscientiousness, right, is truly the highest state of human experience. And so I didn't even give it a thought. It was like the little, if you have a little angel and the devil on your shoulders, and I was like, come on, man, this is some good shit. But it was just like the other part of me is like, dude, I don't want to go back to weed. Like, I don't like how I feel. I truly feel that if I get, whether it's just like like gummies or fucking weed, like, I feel like it is dulling me. It doesn't enhance me. If there's some things that build me up, right? Exercise, workouts, yoga, meditation, journaling, eating healthy, right? Doing ranch work, that shit builds me up, right? Getting high, that don't build me up. I actually become like a dumber, lesser version of the who I am, right? And so I literally dumped out the bag. I fucking crushed it into the ground, and that was it. It was game over, right? It was like, nah, man, this shit's a joke. I don't need this, and I don't need to pass it on to anybody else. But you do you, right? You're a grown ass adult. You want to get high today, get high. You want to get drunk today, get fucking drunk as fuck, right? You want to overindulge, eat as many fucking tacos and burritos and fucking bullshit that you can, man. Enjoy it all. But guess what? You'll pay the price tomorrow. You pay the price. I don't pay the price. I'm on here trying to convince people to like break free, release yourself from that shit. Right? And it all starts right here. It starts right here by listening. If you listen and you're willing to at least take me up on some of this shit, you will see. Trust me. The results, motherfuckers. You're going to see results. Positive results, not negative results. You're not going to have negative results from not drinking today. You're not going to have any negative results from not overeating today. Eating unhealthy food. There's going to be zero negative results. There'll be zero negative results from you not getting high today. However, doing all of those or any of those or any variable of those, you will have negative results tomorrow. You may even have negative results today, right? And I wish it could be different, but it's not. Whether you want to acknowledge that there's negative results, whether you're stubborn enough to just say, I don't give a fuck. I do whatever the fuck I want. If I want to get drunk, I'm going to get drunk. Good. I'm glad you realize you have that freedom. That's your freedom of choice. This is your life. You are absolutely correct, right? This is your life, your existence. Take total ownership for it. If you're consistently okay with fucking poisoning yourself, dulling yourself, and destroying yourself, then carry the fuck on. But if you're tired of that shit, then keep tuning in, but step up. Ask for some help. Get some help. Maybe you need professional help. I still go to therapy, man. I love therapy. Everybody should be in therapy right now. I'm telling you. Unfortunately, there's probably not enough therapists out there for if everybody actually started getting real with themselves and saying, I need to talk. I need to fix some shit. I need to get some things off of my conscience, off my mind. I need to cleanse myself. I need to purge a lot of the pollution that I've put into myself, right? We need to start cleansing. And it starts from the inside out. It's not just taking a shower today. It's called spiritual, mental, emotional cleansing, right? Of your soul, of who you are, your spirit, right? And it's really all of the thoughts, man. Fuck these thoughts. The thoughts, man. That's why the journaling is powerful, because you could actually put your thoughts down on paper and be like, holy shit, I think this stuff. And I think it about me. Wow. Oh, man. I wouldn't even tell this shit to my best friends. I wouldn't even tell this shit to the people I love the most. But I'm telling this to myself. And you can't write that down to figure it out. Why? Why? And that's a powerful thing. Most of us don't even have our whys. Even me, I struggle with the why. Why? Why do I do this? Why do I wake up? Why do I do a whole lot of stuff? I finally figured it out. Or I'm figuring it out. For me, my why in this life is because I really want to see, right? I really, really, really want to see what it would be like for me to be the highest, right, energetic version of myself, right? And that takes just every day waking up with intention, saying, I'll take on any challenge. I'm not quitting. I was sitting in that hot fucking tub yesterday with this guy having this spiritual battle between my spirit and his spirit. And I literally, I'm not kidding you. I told this guy this too. I literally had to say, I'll die for this. Do you guys hear that? I'll die for this. Like, I had to just let go. Say, look, man, I'll sit here and I'll die before I give up, before I tap out. And that shit might sound crazy as fuck, but guess what? I didn't die. But it took getting to that mental state to overcome whatever spirit was on him, which was powerful, man. It was like that Legion type shit, man. And I know that used to be on me too. Just so stubborn, so filled with pride, so fucking, and it's all pain. It's not evil, it's fucking pain, man. It's how hurt we are as people. We attract that level of negativity in our lives because of the depth of our pain and suffering that we have experienced. That we have to go down that fucking dark path. It's crazy. And dark don't mean evil, right? It's just a level of suffering. And we just continue to compound it day after day because we continue to open ourselves up to more pain, more suffering, more guilt, right? And it just, when does it end? When does it end? I guess when you die, right? Or when you're sick and tired of it. And I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful that I was able to wake up and say, you know what? I'm sick and tired. I want help. I need help. And ultimately, I got to help myself first, right? So that I can be there for others, right? Be there for my family, be there for those I love, but also be there for total strangers, right? Every time I get on here, I'm touching a lot of people that I've never met in person. And I'm grateful for those of you that come back and thank me, right? For the message, encourage me, right? I'm not just putting on a show. This is real life shit. And if you're getting this from somewhere else, please share that content because I love and I'm inspired by a lot of other people that put out content, right? That is meant to challenge me, to build me up. And all I'm trying to do is, right, share that same type of energy with the listeners, the watchers of this show, man. And I appreciate those of you that actually stopped to say, hey, man, you made a difference in my life. Thank you for doing what you do. You made a difference. That's a powerful thing, right? There's still a lot of you that need to ask for that help, right? And I hope you will. I also hope that y'all motherfuckers will get on Results Kill Excuses and freaking snatch up some of that merchandise. Because I got big plans for it, but I need you. I need you to believe in you, right? I need you to see that this is worth it, that the mantra is real. Results kill excuses. Everywhere I go, people hit me up and want to talk about that brand. There's energy on that brand. And it may just be the thing that you need to hold yourself accountable. You don't wear it when you've gotten to the top of the mountain that you're climbing. You wear it as a reminder every single day that you're climbing up a mountain, that you're changing things up, and that you're not going to give up. Because every day is a day for you to stack wins. Or every day is a day that you're going to go ahead and just keep stacking them excuses, settling for less, right? And pretty much just giving up, because that's not living, right? Real living is when you take on the challenges, when you go past the pain. I had to do it yesterday. I had to outlast the pain. My mind, my body wanted the fuck out of that hot thing, right? That hot spring. But something kept me there saying, no, you need to outlast this person. This wasn't a competition. This was spiritual fucking warfare, man. That's all I can do. That's all I can explain. If that don't make sense to you, I can't explain it to you any other way. But I was called to do that, and I did it. And I outlasted even my own limits of what I thought I was capable of doing. And I'm telling you, that fucking cold river felt so good after. But I felt good. I felt filled. I was drained spiritually because it was just totally a spiritual battle happening. And so I was drained. But here I am again, a new day, new energy, a new version of myself, a better version of myself. I am more spiritually connected. I am more spiritually focused, and I'm more spiritually powerful to take on even bigger challenges the next time, right? And I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep showing up for me. I hope you're ready to start showing up for you, because you know the drill. Results kill excuses. It's all on me. Greg's out.